What's going on, guys? Chuck here with another awesome Blu-ray purchase. And even though another Halloween has come and gone, as Charlie Brown would say, we can still celebrate the holiday a little bit longer. And to do that, we turn to TerrorVision's new release of Out There, a special live television event, aka WNUF 2. Now, let's give you a little background for those of you who aren't aware. The WNUF Halloween Special is, I'm not even sure how to describe it. I'm not even sure really its history. I just came across it some years back through Vinegar Syndrome, and I guess it was TerrorVision as a partner label through Vinegar Syndrome at the time. And ordered us, and here is the original WNUF Halloween Special. This basically is a it's supposed to take place around 1987, I think it was, if memory serves, of a live broadcast of a news broadcast, followed by a live special from that news team on a haunted house with paranormal investigators and all that, and whatever. And it's made to come across. It's made to come across like it was a live recording on videotape, and it's kind of lost to the masses of this event. It's done really well. It's got a nice feel of that '80s thing. It's got great done commercials. Everything comes up very authentic. And it's very fun. And again, it's just, oh wow. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this now. I see a little, you can't see on the tape. There's something here like test first. Because of this VHS, or this is made to look like an old VHS cassette tape you see here on the side. When I've talked about this when I got this many, many years ago. But this is really cool. I just noticed that just now looking at it close. And then I'd heard, after this is kind of really popular. Like I said, it's along the lines of Ghost Watch, but more, where Ghost Watch actually, it comes out, it's more nationwide almost. This appeal as if it was a local TV station, nothing national broadcast, which gives it a more, I don't know, I don't say genuine feel, but it's got a nice, it's very nostalgic feel to it. And I bring all this up to bring up, 2, which I just happened to find out about that TerrorVision was releasing. And I don't think I really knew what it was at first, that actually was supposed to be a sequel to the WNUF special. But once I kind of found out, I pre-ordered it and, immediately, and just got it, I think I got it just before Halloween, but I didn't have a chance to watch it. It's funny enough that Chris and I did watch this on Halloween night, and he really enjoyed it a lot. And I just finished watching this, again, Out There Halloween Megatape, and this was a lot of fun too. It's in a different vein because this takes place in the 90s, I think 96, I believe it is. But it is actually genuine. It's not just like a follow-up in the same style. It's actually a sequel in a lot of ways to the first one, in the fact that you're talking about the events from, the catastrophic events from the first film, and or the missing tape, whatever you want to call it. People have gone missing, and one of the reporters, the main star of that film, and just kind of giving us a backstory to that while going in a whole different story in altogether. Because the first one, you're dealing with ghosts in a haunted house, and with the Out There, this is a live broadcast about aliens and UFOs. Let me read the back of this, because I'll get in this whole presentation in a second. Let me read the back of this. It's Halloween in your VCR, so gorge yourself on candy corn and hunker down for a haunted house party filled with aliens, vamps, and phantom tramps. First up is trash TV titan Ivy Sparks' Halloween Spooktacular episode from 1994, featuring ghoulish guests, each dumber than the last. Then we fast forward to 1996 to witness Ivy's nosedive in obscurity when she co-hosts the infamous live Out There special for the short-lived Ace Network. Yes, that special. Both shows with original commercials. Don't like it? Then toss the tape to a trick-or-treater, put on an episode of Coast Patrol, and choke on a razor blade candy apple, you chump. Loving Jack-o'-lanterns, Trader Tony. So, yeah. This... I'm lost for words here. Sorry. But basically, you're looking at the idea of this being a bought from a tape trader. Look at this cover, and I don't know how many people will know this watching this or recognize it, but this is supposed to resemble like a hard clamshell VHS case, like a generic case. Kind of you would find if you went to flea markets or comic conventions, and you had tape traders selling you. They have these kind of really cheap printed out covers. I mean, on the back, and it's a nice hard shell cover. That's exactly what it reminds me of. To give you some example, and they're not really good one, but here's something I bought from a comic convention. I see Star Wars time and again, but it's a big clamshell. And this isn't quite the same. I have like other stuff, almost in a similar vein, like a Halloween's 1 and 2, like extended cuts or whatever. They were basically the video or laser disc spliced with Japanese laser disc with extended footage. I had those somewhere, but they were in these big, thick clamshell boxes, and then, of course, inside you've got a blank tape. It's got stuff on it. Like, for instance, this is a compilation of Star Wars specials, interviews, and I think auditions, all kinds of stuff. It's all in this compilation tape. But that's kind of stuff you would get from tape traders and comic conventions, and that's what Trader Tony's Tape Dungeon is, basically. That's what they're selling up here. Is, again, in a time before, torrent sites, YouTube, the internet, archive.com, whatever, people would have these trader tapes, of all kinds of stuff. They were, it's surprising what people were recorded on VHS and would have and put together. And I mean, that's how the Star Wars Holiday Special gained its notoriety, was through tape trading, I guess, and circulating this way. This is how a lot of obscure stuff will be found. This is kind of what they're going with this. And even to the point where inside you've got it, it's, again, like an old VHS tape. On the side there, you've got scratched off stickers. I mean, the side leaves, and I just love it because as a person who grew up with blank tapes and having a collection, this is kind of cool, and that's what these look like, side by side, which is really neat. So the special itself, let's get into that. Like I said, it starts off like it's just, it has a whole intro for Trader Tony, which is kind of neat. And then it cuts into like a knockoff, like a Power Rangers Voltron kind of combination at the end of a cartoon, and it cuts you off. It's almost like you're going to watch a show, then in the afternoon, and you're taping it like 5 minutes early so you wouldn't miss it. This is what I would do when I would set time to record things. Set it 5 minutes so you get the tail end of a show cut off and go into the next show. And of course, that next show is the Ivy Sparks talk show. And it's basically supposed to be something akin to a Sally Jesse Raphael or a Ricky Lake show. And that's kind of what the character reminded me of. And they have these weird kind of guests. It's, a guy who's basically, their Halloween special, everyone's dressed up. But you have a guest who claims he's a vampire. He's, living the goth life. He's all white face, has teeth, and he has a death metal band. And then it's his straight lace cousin comes in and wants to give him a straight lace makeover. It's kind of hilarious. Then you have a niece of the paranormal investigators from the first one who went missing, talking about how she thinks her aunt and uncle were abducted by UFOs. So that kind of ties into that first film. You've got a really silly one where a woman who's basically having a sexual affair with a ghost and has to confess it to her husband. And then, silliness ensues from that. But this is kind of the weird talk shows you have. And of course, they cut the commercial and they would have a little board and say, hey, are you, pregnant with a family member's child? Give us a call. We want to talk about it. Whatever, that's the kind of things you would see if you watched the Ricky Lake show or Sally Jesse Raphael. In between the bumpers for the commercials, they would put up a blurb. Are you, whatever topic they're wanting to do, they'd have it up there. Give us a call. Reach out to us. We want to interview or put you on the show. That kind of thing. And of course, they have the commercials. The commercials are the highlight of these things because they're done so authentically. And some of them are a little cheesy, but they just feel like local television, commercials. You have stuff like, politicians campaigning. You have, of course, being the 90s, there's like an AIDS commercial. There's a commercial for, perfume, soft drinks, local bug serve. I mean, it's just all kinds of stuff, but it just feels very, very genuine. And they are a true highlight all throughout. So after that, after Halloween Special, like the first 30 minutes or so, you cut away to, I guess the next clip is, what you said, the Out There special. Then Out There is advertised as a commercial for it during her special, which is supposed to be like one of these, at the time, were really popular mystery shows, something like Unsolved Mysteries or something along those lines. Which the WNUF channel they're showing now, where it's different from the first film where it was just local channel. Now it appears to have a network affiliate, because now it's called Ace, which to me really feels like it's supposed to be almost like a spoof of Fox, because the shows they're advertising and they're spoofing, if you will, really feel like 1990s Fox shows. They were big in those alien abduction specials, the presentation, some of these crazy commercial for shows they have. Everything just feels like it's Fox. So I think that's kind of what they're going with. But you have this, they're getting. The next thing on there is the Out There live Halloween special, and they're basically promoting. They're like coming up for they're going to start the third season here soon. We're doing a live Halloween special, and Ivy Sparks is, apparently her show got canceled, and now she's co-hosting this show. And it's kind of funny when she interviews the guests on the the Out There special. They're kind of talking about her show. She doesn't want to talk about it and bringing up her catchphrase, which was "Be nice." It's I don't do it justice. You got to watch it to understand it, to get the context. But basically, it's a live show. You're dealing with aliens, abduction. They're or not abduction, but the idea of alien activity in this area. And Halloween night, there's apparently this group of religious UFO zealots or cult. I don't know. They're expecting the aliens to come take them home. And there's other kinds of stuff that's going on. It's really interesting. But again, it's supposed to be played out on live television. And I'm not going to give away the ending, but there's, kind of a fun little twist, kind of. But again, as you watch this, there's explanation kind of tie-in to a backstory for the first WNUF Halloween Special. So it makes for a good companion piece. It's a lot of fun to watch. Overall, I'm not sure if I could say it's better than the first one. I think it really depends on your age, and I say that because the first one really appealed to me because it was like 1980s feel, and I'm a kid from the 1980s, and 1980s nostalgia always speaks to me, and I recognize that, I really feel it. Where this one is definitely a 1990s feel. Where I was a teenager in the 90s, it's one thing, but it doesn't really grip me as much as 1980s. So I think for that reason alone, for me personally, the first one is a little more, I'm more invested in. Although this one is fun, it's a different take. I like that it's a nice tie-in. It is a legitimate follow-up sequel, but it's also its own thing. So you don't really need to see the first one to watch this. But again, they're just nice companion pieces, and overall they're just fun. They're fun nostalgia pieces. I like what they've done with this, with the whole Trader Tony thing, and there's a lot of nice little things in there with this set. And it's a nice Halloween treat. It's only about an hour and a half long, but there's a lot of extra features on here which I have not been able to go through yet. I just watched the film itself, and I think there's actually even a CD in here, but I'll get into that in just a second. So let's take a look again. I was showing you the box. Get a better look at this hard case. Trader Tony's, Halloween, what do you call it? Halloween Megatape. And there's the back. Again, this is a nice detail. I really like this a lot. And the top of it is kind of scratched up and reminiscent of those old boxes, those little VHS boxes. And we've got the actual Blu-ray with the old T120 VHS case. Little aliens drawn on it. It's, of course, torn up. This is just very... This brings back... I mean, I had a lot of VHS recorded tapes, and this definitely brings back a lot of memories. We got a Ivy Sparks Halloween Spectacular 10/28/94, and Out There Alien Expose 10/31/96. And of course, it's neat. WNUF 2 hours in SLP in SP mode. So that's how they need how they kind of put those together. So, okay. And then here's your Blu-ray. Let's see what we got here. Available officially for the first time ever. And it's basically this is what the VHS equivalent. Like I said, this is supposed to look like a VHS box, and this is he's holding a VHS tape. It's back with all your features. And then here is their Halloween Megatape. It's scratched up. That's such a neat touch. So nice. And Immortal Dagger Forever Sucks. I'm assuming this is a CD. Remember I told you the Ivy Sparks show, there was the vampire who had a death metal band, and they were showing, I think, his video. I think this is actually his band, was called Immortal Dagger. And I think this is his CD, which is hilarious. I'll have to listen to that. Reverse artwork is not much, but they get basically like a little alien. And put those back in there. Oh. And inside we've got some ad for TerrorVision, which I gotta say, I mean, I don't have a whole lot from TerrorVision. I've just picked up a few things from, I think the first thing I probably got from them was the WNUF Halloween Special, and I got that through Vinegar Syndrome as one of the partner labels. Then after that, I got the Linnea Quigley Horror Workout. That came directly from TerrorVision. So this is like the third thing I bought from them. They're really coming up. I feel they got a lot of nice stuff, and this set is pretty big. They're pretty, I don't know, impressive. And then here we've got a little flyer for Trader Tony's collections. And just a little advertisement talking about Trader Tony and the history of, trading VHS tapes. It's a nice little touch. And I like how the Trader Tony thing kind of stays kayfabe, if you will. My wrestling friends will get that. I do apologize. It's a little sweaty here. It's a little hot. It runs hot down here. I don't know why. In the basement, it shouldn't run so hot, but sometimes it does. I'm a big guy. So, we got a poster here also. And it's basically, it's Halloween in your VCR. So here's the... Now, there was a big elaborate deluxe bundle I could have bought with this. I did not do that. I just stuck with just the Blu-ray set itself, which is pretty nice. The bundle, I mean, it came with a lot of other stuff. I'm not even sure exactly what all it came with. But this was fine enough for me, and the bundle was a little high, a little too much for me, expensive or money wise. Especially when I had a lot of other stuff I was picking up at the time. So I just went with this, and I'm happy I did. Also, what's kind of fun, this is in the box, was this little postcard for Frank Stewart, and he is the broadcaster from the first film who went missing at the end of that Halloween special. And of course, it's a little postcard. And then this is a neat little... This is actually your catalog for Trader Tony's stuff. And I do mean it's a catalog. It's basically all the... if you can see that. Just movies. All these weird movies. And their synopsis. Let's see. We have stuff like... Six Throats Slit for Satan. 1/900 Frankenstein. Best of Human Cruelty, Volumes 1 through 5. Beverly Hills Barbarian. Blood and Guts Around the World. Breast Implant Surgery. The Brides of Count Alwood. Codename Mama Bird. Cheap Date. Children Don't Eat Flesh. Cannibal Godfather. Councilman Jones. Dark Knight of the Crooked Ghouls. Desert Vixens. El Fazo versus the Moon People. Whole El Fazo collection here, actually. This the Hexecutioner. Wow. Hot Number. The House in the Woods. But yeah, this is a nice touch. I mean, obviously, you know, that's all this is a catalog of these films, these wild titles with synopses. Some of these will probably make, you know, interesting films. But that's a nice little touch, because again, that's what you would get with these tape traders. All these crazy, you know, especially during the Video Nasty was era, they were trading tapes, at least probably overseas, not so much here, of stuff you couldn't get because they were, you know, Video Nasty. So they would trade tapes, and you have people. From what I understand, you go back to some collectors, fanzines, or whatever. They have these lists of people who were trading tapes and just buying and selling, and these underground things. So this is a nice little touch, very nostalgic. So get all that back in here, and there you have the Out There Halloween Megatape, also known as WNUF 2. A lot of fun from TerrorVision. I don't know if this is still available. If it's, you know, if it is, I highly recommend it, especially if you have, you know, nostalgia for those kind of 80s, 90s, you know, live broadcast kind of special event things, or into that, you know, faux live event. And it makes for a nice little Halloween treat, along with the WNUF 1. Now, this actually was re-released from TerrorVision with a different slipcover. This first one I got through Vinegar Syndrome, like I said, when TerrorVision was one of the partner labels. I don't believe they are anymore, because now they're their own thing, and they've re-released this with a, you know, a different slipcover. But this is, you know, a great pickup from TerrorVision. They're doing this fantastic work, and I didn't really get into the specials, or the special features. Let's go over those real quick. I almost forgot about that. So you have commentary with infamous mail order movie maverick Trader Tony. Now, I don't listen to the beginning of this, and this is hilarious, because this is basically, it's Trader Tony. It's kayfabe commentary. He's stuck in character, just doing the whole commentary over this, you know, tape. Then you have commentary with director Chris LaMartina. Pause and play extended audio commentary with the producers. Immortal Dagger music video. So there's that band I was talking about. Lost Frank Stewart promo from WNUF TV 28. Crowdsourced campaign videos plus bloopers. Archival interview with paranormal researchers Dr. Lewis and Claire Berger. They were the missing paranormal investigators from the first film. They're kind of like an what you would call I don't know, an analogous, I guess you'd say, to like Ed and Lorraine Warren. I think that's the word I want to use. But that's basically what they're kind of supposed to be. Dr. Bloodwrench's scary Christmas promos. I gotta check those out. I haven't seen the special features on here, except for a little bit of that commentary. Purple Stuff Podcast picks their favorite commercials, which should be fun because there's some fun commercials on here. Taped over transmissions, unreleased commercials from the Nightmare Cut. So again, more commercials. I should check those out too. Ejected, BTS bloopers and outtakes, EP mode and extended scenes, Trader Tony's Dungeons mail order catalog, which we went over, and Immortal Dagger Forever Sucks EP CD. So yeah, that's what that is. So, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff on here, special feature wise. It's a great presentation. It's a fun film. You're looking for something different on Halloween besides your usual, you know, horror films, and something a little fun. If I can get this back in the box. Almost family friendly in a weird way. It's not very gory. It's kind of silly fun. I think it's just a nice change of pace for Halloween. I think it could make for a good, maybe not annual viewing, but maybe every other year Watch it back to back, or pick one every other. 1 year. Like, so you watch it this year, maybe next year I'll watch this one. And then switch it up to Ghost Watch. So there you have it for this one. If you enjoy this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave me a comment below. Let me know if you picked up any one of the WNUF specials, if you've seen any of them, what your thoughts are, or just say hi. I'll always take hi. So until next time, this is Chuck saying I'll see you on the other side.